Welcome back, everybody. And this time we've talked about the three lands, the British Isles. We're going to dive into Europe, a little deeper into Europe. In particular, the myth of Europa and the bull. And where that comes from and why that has a part to play in our understanding of everything that's unfolding. So Peter, Europa and the bull, and I know we need to go back to Hermes again here.
Yes, Europe was named after this myth. Europa and the bull is a Greek myth. Europa is in the there were different versions of the myth, but in the deepest myth, Europa is a goddess.
Yeah.
But incarnate, she takes on the form of a princess, basically.
Yeah.
And then the bull is Zeus, the god Zeus, the Romans called Jupiter.
Yeah.
The god Zeus, who takes on a human form again, or an earthly form, and it's symbolised as a bull. It's the same as the Osiris-Isis story of the ancient Egyptians.
Yeah.
Osiris becomes symbolically a bull
Yeah.
in his incarnation, and Isis symbolically becomes a cow in her earthly incarnation. Only in the Europa and bull story, Europa is still kept as a maiden rather than a cow. But the symbolism is still using the same symbolism, really, and what it means. And the bull itself, in terms of the sky wisdom, this wisdom that's been put into the zodiac of the sky. The bull is Taurus, so the constellation Taurus, which then gives its name to the sign of Taurus. That's what it's being referred to, and Taurus is known as the alpha sign of the zodiac. Because the Taurus is the symbol of the creator who speaks the word of creation and brings everything else into account.
So some people might be confused by that, because they would say that the alphabet, or the zodiac rather, begins with Aries. It's the first sign, but you're saying Taurus is the alpha.
Taurus has always been the alpha sign, and we get our letter A from the symbol of the bull's head and so on. It comes from a hieroglyph, Egyptian hieroglyph and so on. And from the A come all the other letters, the alphabet, and that's the word. So even the letter A stands for the word of God, creative word. And Taurus in the tradition rules the throat, which speaks the word. And so even in Christian iconography, it's the throat and so on that's associated with the word that speaks. And so on, the creative word. So that it gives, why was this name given to Europe? It gives, if you study all the chakras of the world and how it functions and so on, it becomes obvious the whole of Europe is meant to function as a throat chakra for the planet. That's its role, to speak the truth. So that's its challenge.
Whoa.
But, it's on the way.
Particularly when you look at what's going on, yes.
I know, but it has to set an example. And anyway, that's how Europe gets its name, from the myth of Europa and the bull. And Europa and the bull itself is a very powerful myth, because Europa is in the sky, is represented by the Pleiades, who's sitting on the neck of the bull.
Yes.
And so the goddess sits on the neck of the god, if you like. And so in terms of ourselves, we could see ourselves as the bull. And the goddess sits
at the inspiration
there.
point.
And being the goddess, she's associated with the divine inspiration, with the holy breath that's inspired into us. And one can learn, it comes in at the back of the neck through what's called the outer major chakra, and inspires our heart with this holy breath. And our physical breath is like the image of it, or echo of it, which goes into the lungs. And so that's the secret of yogic breathing. If you breathe well physically, it helps the spiritual breath come better. And we can make ourselves peaceful through the breathing. And the Holy Spirit is known as the Spirit of Peace, brings peace. The two go together. And then once you've got the inspiration, brings the intuition, then the vision, then the understanding, then the do something good as a result.
And I love you've talked in the past of the bull of Europe with Europa or Maya, the mother goddess, being the British Isles, who's sitting on its neck.
Yes, that's right.
So this interaction between the two is very important.
Oh, it's so important. And
particularly at this point in time.
At this point in time. I mean, Europa is represented in the landscape by the British Isles.
Yeah.
That's Europa, the goddess. And Europe is the god Zeus,
yeah.
as the bull. And, if you look at the landscape, you can see virtually the bull there, with his head down, charging, if you like, towards the Americas. His head is Spain, and his great neck and back is France.
Yeah.
Has the throat chakra in it of the bull, and so on. And in the myth, the bull is said to rise out of the Black Sea, and
which it does.
Black Sea, which it does.
Yeah.
And there are two versions of the myth given out purposely: the good version, and the bad version, because it's about human nature, really,
yes. yeah.
and how we treat each other. And in the bad version is what you normally read in the most public books, and it's called the rape of Europa. The bull fancies her, and Zeus fancies her. He appears as this bull because she's with her maidens looking after a herd of cows and the bull, and she's attracted by the bull, goes up to him, climbs on his back, and then he swims across the Black Sea to a secret place, and there rapes her.
Yeah.
But rape originally meant the carrying off.
Yeah.
But then
this is the taking.
That's the taking, and nothing good happens.
Yeah.
But there is a good version of the myth where the bull Zeus has really fallen in love with Europa, and he takes on the form of this beautiful white bull, and he waits for her, and she comes up to him and falls in love with him. Genuine love. And you've got to think, if she had a proper animal form, she'd be a cow.
Yes, a heifer.
Heifer. And but in this myth, it always brings in strange things.
Absolutely, you have to use your imagination.
So she climbs onto his neck, his big thick neck. Well, first of all, she puts a garland of flowers around him. Has all her maidens with her, and they
deck him out.
No, he woos her, but they woo him too.
Yeah.
And she climbs on his back, and then he flies across the ocean. Doesn't swim with this one. He flies, and goes to the secret place. They make love, and they have a child. So it's a good result.
Yeah.
They have a child, a happy child, and the child is called in Greek Hermes Trismegistus, and in Latin it's Mercury. Well, there's a secret in both those names. Latin Mercurius, we get our word Mercury from. That comes from a Greek word Markeru, which means true word. So in other words, it's all about speaking the true word out of love, the word of love, the creative word of everything. And Hermes, as I explained before, Hermes is the Greek name for Thoth, which means truth.
Yes.
And truth is love.
Truth is love. Yeah. And the AA, because this all connects in as well.
Oh, the AA. Yes, well, a way of referring, the Greeks had, the Egyptians had a way of referring to Thoth as the thrice great, great in three things.
Yeah.
And it's Pa-ah, meaning the great. Pa-ah, Pa-ah, Pa-ah. So Pa is just the.
Yes.
So the Ah means great. Ah, great.
Yeah.
And that triple A, sometimes shown as a double A with something in between, hiding the middle A.
Yeah.
That was a representation of truth itself. And when it was made simply as the double A, it was to give the sense of what the Egyptians called the double truth. And the one A, which would be on the right of the picture, left as you look at it, but right of the picture, that would represent the truth that's the original wisdom.
Yes.
And the other A on the left-hand side of the picture represented the truth as we get to know it.
Yeah.
So it's wisdom and knowledge, really.
Yes.
The two truths. But if we get, if our knowledge really is knowledge of truth, knowledge of the wisdom, then it's the same as the original wisdom.
Yeah, so it reflects it.
Yeah, so instead of alpha omega, which is normally shown, or aleph tau in Hebrew, it can be shown as two A's.
Yes, yeah. And this crops up, this double A, for those who are really interested in symbolism and things like this and want to kind of follow a bit of a treasure trail, this double A crops up all over the place, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, it's a signature of the fundamental wisdom school, or wisdom tradition, if you like. Went through lots of different schools with different names. Ended up in England with the name of Rosicrucian in the time of Queen Elizabeth I.
Yeah.
That's when the name of the symbol was first used publicly for the Society of the Golden and Rosy Cross.
Yeah.
And so that was formed in 1570. And then it worked secretly for a bit. And its purpose was to try to raise the consciousness of people through the arts, particularly through theatre, but also through books and other things like that. And then it was made public in the time of King James when he came to the throne. And the Rosicrucian Manifesto is the famous, public.
Yes, absolutely. That was the public face of it. Yeah.
But their special symbol, which goes right back to ancient Egyptian times, and probably earlier, is this double A or triple A.
Yeah, which you can, if you know what you're looking for, it's like it's hidden in plain sight.
It is.
You can follow it through history.
I went searching for it. I could trace it right back to ancient Egypt, but also the Greeks had it in some of the temples as shown. But in the Renaissance, I came across it in France at Fontainebleau, and you got the double A there in the long gallery of Fontainebleau, or Francois I's gallery, where he's showing himself in the picture above.
Yes.
There's obviously he was head of this mystery school there.
Yeah.
Bacon went over to France later on when he was young, and he was the first one to put it into print as the AA headpiece.
Yes.
He had a book printed for him with this on. He probably, drew it out and had somebody make the block, wood block for it. And then immediately after that, it started being printed in books in England, including the Shakespeare works.
Yes, so this all ties it together. So where you see this AA keep cropping up, it's a sign of the initiate, it's a sign of this wisdom, this understanding being passed through to others. It's a bit of a calling card, really. It's
a calling card, and it identifies the Dionysian mysteries, which are also Egyptian ones, also they're Christian too.
Yeah.
And it goes together with another headpiece. Excuse me. It goes together with another headpiece, which is the Dionysus headpiece, which shows, it's also known as the archer headpiece. It shows two archers shooting arrows to the centre. Well, the archer is a symbol of Cupid.
Yes.
But in the centre you've got Dionysus rising from a grail.
Yes.
And so on. He's rising, and we'll show a picture for people to see.
Yeah.
And holding peacocks to show he's actually meditating, he's having divine thoughts, beautiful thoughts.
So again, it's about this raising of consciousness.
Raising consciousness. And he's the Dionysus, what's called by the Greeks the second Eros, or second Cupid. The first one was the Son of God, the first manifestation of the divine, the light of the universe. But then you get appearing in individual form in a human being, when we can take on, as it says, all the attributes of the Father.
Yeah.
And
bring through our own divine nature.
Yeah, and that's Dionysus, or it's also called Christos in Greek.
Yeah. And we come back once more through all of this to love, don't we? It's the fundamental that runs through all of this.
Yeah, and that should be our rule for morality, to love each other.
Yeah. So simple.
Be kind. Be kind to the Dionysus. Just be kind.
Yeah. You've done an essay on this, again, for those who want to read a little bit more. It's on the website, and it's called The Secret Signature. So if you want to go and find that, please do. But in the meantime, we shall continue our chats, but thank you for now, Peter.
Okay, thanks, Sarah. Thank you.